Thank you so much for coming. My name's Deepa, and I want to welcome you to coming to our first training. But before we start, what I'd like to do is for all of us to just sit together in prayer and become one with intention. So, closing our eyes, you can even bring your hands to your heart center if you want. Taking easy breaths, easy out breaths, and settling in. Breathing in your divine, and then breathing out into your divine. Thanking your divine for bringing you here this afternoon to our community outreach training. The intention of which is to spread the joy and oneness to the community at large in the greater San Diego area. And we couldn't do it without you. And your divine's help. So thank your divine again. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. Okay, so we're going to start with a little something to get our energy up. And Helen, if you'll move to the next slide, we're all going to say this together 7 times. I love community outreach. Each time getting more joyful and more joyous each time. 2, 3.
I love community outreach. I love community outreach. I love community outreach.
Get your body into it.
I love community outreach. I love community outreach.
Thank you.
I love community outreach.
Last time, big.
I love community outreach.
Thank you. Great. Thank you so much. This is our agenda for today. So we're going to introduce, each of us are going to introduce ourselves, why we came. I'll tell you about the vision and the intent. Then we may have 2 YouTube videos to share. They're real short. We'll take a short break, and then we'll go into who it is that we are actually targeting, the markets that we're trying to reach, and then go into assignments, and then we'll go into training, how to actually talk in person when you meet with people face-to-face. And then we'll go over the scripts and practice. We'll actually do role-playing back and forth with one another. And then we'll talk about the timeline, and then we'll have a closing picture. Okay? Any questions? All right. So, again, if you don't know me, my name's Deepa. And a couple of years ago, when Doug had asked us to start bringing oneness into the larger community, to step out of our comfortable, cozy oneness groups and gatherings that we were going to, that it was time for us to take it out into the greater community. At the moment that he saw that, it just flashed. The Organ Pavilion, completely filled. And if you've been to the Organ, how many of you have been to the Organ Pavilion? You know they have the stage, and then they have the wings that come out on the side. I saw even the wings filled with people. The 2,500 people that can sit in the bleachers was completely full. There were people standing in the back, risers, the stairs, that was completely full. It was standing room only. It was completely filled. And everybody was smiling and so happy and just so filled with the blessing of the oneness that it was so real. I could just feel myself there. I could feel the energy. It was awesome. And so I talked to some of the people who usually put on the events have put on the events in the past, and they said, oh, it sounds nice, but nobody said, yeah, let's do it. So when I went to India in October, November of last year, I talked to Doug, and I said, well, is there a hierarchy? I told him what my vision was, and I said, is there a hierarchy? Is there somebody I'm supposed to talk to? He laughed. He said, there's no hierarchy in Oneness. He was like,
oxymoron.
Yeah, there is no hierarchy in Oneness. And it took me a little while to figure that one out. And he said, look, if the divine gave you this vision, then the divine is asking you to make this happen. And it's up to you to accept the invitation or not. So if it's going to happen, you're the one that's going to have to do it together and inspire others to help you with this. So I came back and it was like, yes, and I have a wonderful core group of people that are helping me with this. Jacqueline, Harvey, Susie, and Helen. And they're each taking on significant roles in helping, because it's a huge job to fill it with 2,500 people or more. My divine keeps saying 3,500, and then we're live streaming it as well. So it's massive. It's massive. I mean, the biggest events that we had was the one that was done in September, and that was like what, 700 people. Okay, that was huge for San Diego, because usually 300, 400 is about our range. So 3,500 people is massive. And so that, the whole point is to introduce oneness to people who have never been touched by oneness, who don't even know what oneness is. And so that's why we are here, is to do that. That's why I'm here. So we're going to take turns around the room and introduce yourself and say why you are here, what brought you here today.
I'm Jacqueline. I know Deepa through, obviously, a Oneness circle. And tell her I wanted to help. When I was at Eric and Ellis, when she first announced it. And I volunteered for Mother Mira and contacted Donna Johansson to say, you know, you're the organizer. Tell me how I can best support Deepa. And she said, well, guess what? The person with the vision is not the organizer. So I kind of became Deepa's right-hand person. So that's why I'm here.
I'm so grateful.
I'm Kelly Rock, and the reason why I'm here, David invited me. I'm part of a circle up in North County, and I'm a holistic health practitioner, and I also teach yoga and do body work at a recovery house. Nice. And when I started there, I'm not new to oneness, but I'm new to the oneness movement. So oneness has always been, a thread for me. So when I was introduced to Oneness University and the whole Diksha, I thought, this would be awesome to share with this group. Because I do yoga with them once a month, and then I do body work on all of them once a month. So and I give them Diksha. They don't know it, but it's there. So when he brought the flyer and you were organizing this outreach, I'm like, divine working, So my day opened up. I may have to leave early, though, I must say, but I think I can at least get started and get some ideas, and then maybe even follow up with someone if there's anything else that I need to know.
We're recording.
Okay, good. So that's why I'm here, so that I can outreach to that community. They're up in Orange County, but I think that
they are welcome to come.
Yeah,
definitely. So, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for holding this.
I'm Harvey, and why I'm here. Well, I don't know if many of you know, I went to India with Deepa at the same time she went. She left a couple of days, a week before me, but I spent a lot of time with her there. And then when we got back here, she soon had this vision, and I thought, I didn't really fully grasped the whole thing, but I said, I can get behind that. It's one of the things was that that's kind of grandiose and challenging, and I'm just, here to kind of be part of the mystery to see how the divine works this out. Because, I'll just do the legwork, be available for the legwork. And, it's that saying, what you build it and they'll come or something.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be part of the setting it all up, setting the setting, and whoever else gets attracted to, getting them to come and be there. I'm available for the legwork.
And he's our volunteer coordinator. He's got to get a lot of
And
legwork.
serve the divine, and with the ultimate goal of reaching more people for oneness, which I think is a given how the divine works. Whoever needs it's going to get here. So I'm just part of this whole process. And why I'm here today, so much. You asked me to come, and I can offer some input. I'm not sure how much time we're going to have for community outreach. Maybe we ought to call it also divine attraction, divine inreach. I don't know.
There we go.
Because it's working outside in. So we're part of the outreach.
Thank you, Harvey.
I'm David, and Jacqueline turned me on to this. Seemed like a good idea. I like to do things on a big scale. I've had this thing about the oneness movement. I was in the TM movement for 35 years, seeing how they do things on a large scale. I kept saying, why doesn't oneness kind of do more of that? So now I see an opportunity based on it. So it seems pretty exciting having, I guess, 10 young people might turn up too.
Or more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be a first one.
For San Diego, yeah.
Well, even in Denver, there wasn't 10.
I don't know how
16,
many.
Yeah.
So it's 16, okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, for California.
Yeah.
So that should attract a lot of people too. So I thought to come here because I couldn't get out of it.
Well, thank you for being your honest, transparent and honest, yes.
No, I've been trying to, I was appointed the Encinitas representative, so now I have this responsibility. So
Great.
I tried to get some more people to come. They were gonna, but they didn't quite make it. But I hope to get Elizabeth will come. Elizabeth and Herbie will come after they get back on the 10th.
Okay.
And she's a real go-getter, so...
And we're having another train.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
So I got a few that couldn't make it today but are still interested.
Wonderful.
So I'll keep after them.
Thank you so much, David.
Yeah.
And thank you. I think you helped with the initial input on the flyer too, right?
Yeah.
With that beautiful, amazing photograph, and the layouts and the colors and everything. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
My name's Charlene, and Cassia and David both made me aware that this was happening. I've actually wanted to go to Children's Hospital. That's been a desire of mine, to work with the children. But I saw it was the phrase about wording, proper wording to get it out there, and that intrigued me. I said, I want those words. It'll help me to be more efficient in spreading the word. So here I am, willing to help. I don't have connections, etc., but I'm willing to help.
Great. Thank you so much for coming.
And I'm Susie Silvestri, and I'm here because Deepa's here. It was a no-brainer. It was just when you told me and you needed help, it was, I heard and I answered. So it's that easy. And it is about taking oneness from where we've been comfortable to that next level of expression and truly reaching more people and bringing them in and sharing our joy and excitement and sharing the value. So.
And Susie is our community outreach team lead. So we'll be seeing more of her.
And
then we have...
I'm gonna do a selfie.
No, I'm Helen. I found a need and I accepted it, and I just needed to do one more thing, so.
Together.
Okay.
In our first planning meeting, Jacqueline said, well, who is it that you want to meet? And who is it that you want to come? I said, everybody, anybody who hasn't, who hasn't been exposed to one. And she goes, Deepa, you kind of have to be a little bit more specific. We have to know who we're going to go out and talk to. Target market. Oh, okay.
I know that.
And so then I thought about it. Before I knew it, all these groups that are that came up on the list, started just coming from my mouth. The people in recovery, 12 Steps program, hospitals, hospital workers, alternative healthcare workers.
We'll get to that.
And we'll get to all those later. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because they're in the market portion. So. And then there's going to be this trickle-out effect as well, because they'll probably invite their friends. And not only that, but our own Oneness community. This is a great opportunity for people to invite family members and friends who have been a little bit shy of maybe going to a gathering. Maybe that's too intimate, but going to spend the morning in the park and then maybe a picnic afterwards with family. Why not? Okay, that sounds like fun. And then if they don't want to stay, they feel like they can leave. But I'm sure they'll want to stay once they get there. So the whole purpose is to grow the community for Oneness, not just in San Diego, but like Orange County. This outreach can be done so easily in Orange County. It can be done in Los Angeles, Imperial County, anywhere in the United States, because it's about stepping, as Susie said, stepping out of our comfort zone. And doing outreach to people, going into to places where we feel a call, a need to, recovery, people in recovery, children's hospitals, other places that you may just feel this pull, like, wow, I wish, I could get on base and tell these Marines about it, or their COs or the wives. The wives need a lot of support. I was a military brat, and my mother could have used a lot of support. She's out there by herself. Those women are doing an incredible job raising their children by themselves, essentially, while their husbands are out doing what they feel they need to do. So, and then they need help too. They need support as well, because that's a tremendous amount of pressure on them as well, feeling like, okay, I have to be here, but wanting to be with family as well. Hi, my name is Deepa Maria, and I'm standing on the stage at the Organ Pavilion in Balboa Park, where we're going to have our huge event of introducing Oneness to the community at large on Saturday, May 17th, 10 a.m. to noon. I am appealing to you to help us fill this pavilion with people, with new people to Oneness. We're having a community outreach training this Saturday, March 22nd from 1:30 to 3 at the Golden Hill Clubhouse in San Diego, and you're invited. We want you to come. We want you to help us spread the word to recovery houses, 12-step groups, women's shelters, veterans, alternative health care, and hospitals, and many other places where people could use Oneness, that could benefit from Oneness. And we can't do it without you. So please do come. There's no charge. You're going to have a lot of fun, and we thank you. Namaste. Namaste. My name's Deepa Maria, and I was blessed by the divine with this vision to fill this whole pavilion, this organ pavilion at Balboa Park, with newcomers to Oneness, to introduce Oneness blessing and Oneness meditation to them. So the event is happening Saturday, May 17th from 10 a.m. to noon. We want you to come and bring your friends and your family and anyone else that you think will be able to attend. We have a registration site for you to go to. It's down here below. Also, the venue does not allow us to charge for tickets or even accept donations on site. That's why we need your help in giving us donations, financial support, to put on this event. We're going to have at least 10, if not more, OMers sitting on stage. It's going to be live streamed, so people who can't make it physically to here can also participate. And we really, really appreciate any type of financial support that you can give us. And here is the website where you can make your donation. Thank you so much. We're so happy that you'll be helping us with this. Namaste. An event does not really get oneness into the community. Bringing the people into a Diksha circle gets people into the community. And so you'll see in training that one of the strategies is to invite the people that we visit with to come out to a circle. See if it works for your, your medical community, your alternative healthcare community, your veterans. And if we can do that, then that's going to be huge, because then that means oneness is in their life. And, their divine will take it wherever it's going to go. Yeah, they can click it. So hospitals, clinics, Narcotics Anonymous, NA, alternative health care centers, women's shelters, Veterans Village, coffee shops, and other retailers. And what we're going to be doing is posting flyers to start. We'll do this in 2 sections because we're early. May 17th gives us 2 times where we can post. Most bulletin boards are taken down every month. But again, the markets are so that we get out into the community that really needs the help. Speak loud. What's the next slide?
What about college students?
In-person
college
meetings.
students too.
Okay.
So any of the
Okay,
bulletin
back up.
boards or coffee shops or student centers.
Oops, backed up too much.
So the next part we'll get into the training. So I think what we'd like to do now is just kind of get an idea from the people in the room where you're going to target, because those of us on the committee are also canvassing, and we want to pick up the slack to see where the other groups are. So, thoughts?
I definitely can post some in the local coffee shops all over.
When you say all over, what area?
From Delmar to Encinitas and Acadia.
Okay, great. So that would include Solana Beach too?
Oh, absolutely. That's where I usually work. I am a holistic health practitioner,
Excellent.
but I have to form some thoughts about it.
That's okay. That's all right.
Yeah.
Initial thoughts are good.
And I heard somebody just describe this, but I can't remember who it was, said that oneness is like sugar. It sweetens anything that you believe in or any practice that you do. So it doesn't matter, So I really like that. Oneness is sugar. It sweetens everything. It sweetens your life.
Well, there's a big seaside spiritual center, whatever it's called, right down the street from there.
Uh-huh.
Huge place.
Okay.
They have a good board there.
Okay.
And they've had events there before.
Yeah.
They have one in August,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so Seaside's a great place.
I will outreach to the women's, I'm sorry, it's not women's shelter, but it's a recovery and addiction house. And I think we'll have 3 of them, but I only visit one, but I think if I know the person in administration, maybe I can share it with her and she can get it out.
And this is in Orange County?
This is in Orange County.
Do they have a van? Did you take people?
They do have they have a, I know they have a big Suburban, so they could just do a,
Yeah, because that's the other thing that we're going to be encouraging people to do is to carpool.
Yeah.
Because parking is going to be challenging, even though they do have a van that will, or, you know, a transit that will take them from the parking lot across the street and deposit them. But still, if people can come together in a van, it'll be much better. And CJ was saying that even chipping in, you know, if like 15 people got together and they chipped in and paid for the cost of the 15-passenger van and the gas, that would be very affordable for everybody.
okay, and then I also can do, I mean, I'm in North County also, Encinitas, Leucadia, Solana, I work in Solana Beach. I can do probably some alternative health clinics,
Okay, great.
some things. Yeah, I know a few practitioners kind of in that North County area.
Do you know if Encinitas acupressure and massage would allow, I'll ask them.
Yeah, I know all the people that work there, Raylene and Michael, and I know.
Does anybody have any connections up in Oceanside, or do you pass by Oceanside that you could drop some things off there or go exploring in Oceanside?
No, I met a woman at an alternative health clinic by my office, and she goes to yoga up there in Oceanside. She's doing like a teacher's training up there.
Oh, yeah.
Give those to her.
Yeah, I'm
That's
sure.
what I read.
8 resource tables, each of them this size, in the back, and we have to devise some kind of a way of creating a sign that stands about LA,
Okay.
East County,
Yep.
South Bay, North County Inland, North County Coastal, Imperial County, Riverside, so that if people are coming from these different areas, they can go, oh, and they can go to those tables, and we'll have blessing givers there that can answer, or host, if they don't have to be blessing givers, but hosts as well, who'll be able to answer any questions, and we'll have brochures there, and hopefully they'll have their, you know, their list of gatherings, addresses and things like that. So the whole thing is intended to introduce oneness to whoever's there, and also give them resources so that they can, you know, continue. And then we're also going to have prayer cards. This is, of course, if we get all the money that we need. But everybody will have a prayer card for prayer for the healing and the awakening, transformation, and God realization of the whole planet and everybody on it. And then on the back side will be, you know, website addresses for Oneness University, Oneness USA, and Doug's talks on Sundays. So that will be a resource as well.
So then that first half hour is Diksha, and then the OM, Diksha, and then...
Questions and answers and so on. That's kind of it in a nutshell. There'll be a little bit of finesse in between.
During the first half hour, when you give a lecture, they're going to be talking and explaining.
Yeah, I don't really want to get into details right now about that. I'm just giving you the broad view, and I'll get into the details as we get closer to it, because, to be honest with you, I don't have all the details down. It hasn't been given to me yet. So, really, this is not my event. This is the Divine's event. And everybody else's Divine has been contributing as well to this event. So our Divines are in control. We're just simply their arms and their legs making this happen.
So what we've done is kind of put it all out to make it easy, so it's a no-brainer for us, so that we don't have to think about what to do. It's just boom, boom, boom. And, you know, obviously before we do anything, it's always good to get grounded and centered and just get clear on why we are and who we are and what we're up to. And do intent Diksha. Intent Diksha is also nice, and if you want to throw in a little Diksha for yourself, that's always an added bonus. And then just, you know, take a deep breath and make sure you're ready to go, and just review and clear, and then go. And then go talk to the person. And remember to smile. Don't go in all stressed out. Just smile. Keep breathing. If you keep breathing, you can't be stressed and tense, because it's hard to be tight and tense and smile at the same time. And when you talk to whoever you're talking to, just be relaxed about it and have a great conversation. And, we've got the whole script planned out, so it'll help you with the format. And just tell them about what we're up to. And then afterwards, what we want to do is to make sure that we stay connected and that we follow up, so that we're not just stepping in and stepping out. It's building that long term, so that they won't feel like we're just taking advantage of it or something, that we're sincere about wanting them to come and participate and join us and see how Oneness can empower their lives. And then keep track of who you've talked with, who you want to talk to, who you have, and who you need to. And then just make notes. I talked with Joe Schmo, but got to follow up, or had a great meeting, and just so you'll know, so you know who to talk, who to call, and who you're seeing next. And when you're done, always make sure you thank them and express gratitude for that time, for their willingness. Whether they say yes or no, just their willingness to talk to you and listen to you. Regardless of whether they're coming with us, we always want to make sure that the door is always open, because a no today is always the opportunity for a yes tomorrow. So come from, at one point they're going to surrender and get how awesome we are, and they're going to want to show up. Okay? So, next question?
I just wanted to add one quick thing.
One quick thing.
If you're talking to a person and they're engaged, and they probably, and they say, oh, my friends would really like to do this, don't be afraid to set up an in-person Diksha where we can get other blessing givers to go to them.
Right.
Because we want to encourage some of the people we've met already that are in Narcotics Anonymous say, oh, all these people are looking for something like this.
Yeah.
And if we can go to them, because they don't have a way to get here, but they have excuses not to get there, then we can help them that way as well.
Yeah.
So,
as you say, and if you make sure that you have a list of local Diksha circles, you can, if they'd rather go to a circle to check it out, see what it's like, you can look over the list and go, well, look, there's one right here around the corner from you tomorrow night. And so it's always nice to have options.
yeah.
And are we still encouraging everybody to go in pairs? When you go to...
Pairs are, I mean, it's either or. I mean, if you have someone that will go with you, and you can, terrific. If not, don't let that stop you.
When we go to an in-person Diksha, if they have some friends gathered, it'll be two. It should be two.
For sure.
But if we're out just canvassing, one person will probably, if you split up, you probably cover twice the area.
Okay. Yes, Harvey? No?
No, I'm just, my concern was I don't want people to prejudge Oneness based on their experience of what they receive in Diksha. So I was just wondering, but when you're talking about the Oneness community, it involves a lot more than Diksha. It involves like a certain way of life or a relationship with the divine and all that. So my thought that was going through my head was, I don't want them to base an opinion, I didn't feel anything, why am I going to go to this event that they're all built up for this?
So what I'm hearing is that...
To include other things in there.
What I'm hearing is that you're concerned that if we give them Diksha, that's not going to be enough. That may not be enough for one or some people.
I'm not saying not to give them Diksha, but
Right.
I'm saying that's not the be-all and the end-all.
No,
Yeah.
it isn't. It's
No.
part of it.
Right.
And
So
it
that-
gives them a sense of what we're up to.
Right. A sense of this, that there's a lot more
Right.
than that.
And here's what you can tell them, because they'll appreciate that. Keep coming back. It works.
Yeah, because they've had that experience.
It's the story. And that's the beauty, because there's that connection, because it's true. You keep coming back, just like in meetings, and it works. You keep coming back to Oneness, and it works.
Yeah.
So it's just like when somebody in recovery goes to the first meeting, for some it'll resonate, for others, but if you keep going back, eventually you get it. And with oneness, you get it. And that's the beauty of oneness, is that because the work is subtle, sometimes you notice it right away and sometimes you don't, but it doesn't mean it's not happening.
But also, it's not presented as Diksha at first. It's presented in a way that everybody can understand it.
Yeah.
So we should go through this
Right,
script
so
that
moving
you'll
right-
understand more.
Right.
Yeah.
Not everybody's experience is different.
Right.
From feeling absolutely nothing to,
Right. Exactly. You know, and,
As long as they're aware of it,
and, and the reality is that when we step out and reach out to people, not every single one is going to resonate with it. So regardless of whether they do or not, we just want to make sure that everyone is left with a positive experience, and hopefully those who don't resonate with it in that moment, even though they're walking, hope they will walk away with a positive experience. So maybe later on.
You're encouraging them to come and experience it, and part of it's a mystery. You know, what is this they're going to be
So
attracted
let's go over the script
Yeah.
right now, because what we're doing is we're at kindergarten level, and we're not getting into a lot of important details.
Right. So,
This is an introduction, very, very basic.
right.
And so what we tried to do in this document is come up with every objection we could, so that we had an answer for it.
Or at least,
Okay.
you know, like the hot one, the top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what
It
this,
doesn't mean that you're going to get them, but we wanted to give you what we would say.
an overview.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so you're not caught
So
off
that we're all
guard.
saying the same thing.
Did you
So are we
say
going to send these, are we
before
going to?
not to call, but just drop in?
Just drop it.
So this is not the document.
Yeah, this is, you'll get this in your
Yeah.
head for what the story is and what your answers are to your questions.
So what we're doing is dropping in, and we're saying, hello, my name is Susie, and I want to invite you to a free event in May in Balboa Park, offering tools that can help reduce stress and bring a deeper sense of well-being into your life. I would love to tell you more about the event. Do you have a few minutes? It's always important to ask people if, now's a good time. And then,
I have a little time now, what's this about?
well, thank you, Deepa. Our event offers 2 types of energy work that may benefit people, and we're referring to it as energy work because it's a neutral terminology, especially for people in recovery. They will hear energy work before they hear meditation, before they hear Diksha. So we went with our best verbiage that was neutral for everyone, so that, and I often, when I talk about it, I often use energy work to start with, and then as they get more receptive, then I'll, but
Can
to
you
just...
say a unique type of energy work as opposed to all the kinds of energy work?
You can say
Yeah,
unique.
you can say unique.
Yeah, this just gives you the basics. When they ask, tell me more, is we tell them that our event offers is 2 types of energy work that have benefited many people, including myself. This energy transfer has scientifically shown to produce a neurological change in the brain chemistry, which results in reduction of mind chatter, stress, and increases a sense of well-being. This event will highlight 2 methods of this energy transfer. There's no charge for the event. Can I tell you more?
What do you get out of it?
What do I get out of it? Well, truthfully, a lot of enjoyment. I get an opportunity to contribute to the community. We're doing this to help people in San Diego County, to help them find comfort through deeper levels of peace and calm, and I would love to speak with you some more. If you would like to get a group of your friends together, we can come to you and do the energy work in person. Is that something you'd be willing to do?
What is the purpose?
Can I just interject here? When we talk to NA people, it was better to be presented as a scientific phenomenon rather than a divine phenomenon, because they don't believe that their God is punishing and judgmental and not the one that they want to have a relationship
Right.
with. So the energy work, and if you feel like meditation is a better thing, you can interchange it.
Except that for many of the NA people, they have difficulties closing their eyes.
Are we
There's a lot of...
talking new NA people or people who've been in the program for a while?
Well, it'll be mixed.
Yeah, it's going to
It'll
be...
be mixed.
Because, the 11th step is sought through prayer and meditation.
Right, exactly.
Improve our conscious contact.
Okay, so here's what we got out of that. The AA people that are very, very strict aren't going to have open meetings that we can go and say,
Here we are.
here, we want to make an announcement,
Right.
but the Narcotics Anonymous, everybody's looking for this. They're looking for something to help them stop the mind chatter, something to help them with their brain, and they don't think God is there because God's let them down.
How many NA people have been talking about?
Well, we have a little group.
We know people.
We know.
We know people. So
people who work...
And these people are doing Diksha are blessing givers now.
yeah.
Yeah, they're blessing givers.
And so the bottom line is that the alcoholics and the AA groups are usually closed, and we're not able to go in and make an announcement. The NA groups, we have a list of them, most of them are open, where at the end of the meeting they do NA announcements, and then they give
They open it up to non-NA.
And at the non-NA announcement is when we can make our announcement.
And also, they're willing to go with us and introduce us to their friends. And that's why we're saying, look, if you have friends that want to experience this, we're more than willing to come and
Right.
talk to you.
So my point is that when they ask to tell you more, it's almost like a segue you could decide then, because I think if you include this meditation and this divine connection, it's going to resonate with a lot of them.
Well, but you have to feel it out.
Right?
You have to feel it out.
Yeah, so when they say tell me more, just go with that.
Well, with your instinct.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just a guideline to give you the basic format. We don't want you to necessarily, as I've been doing, get up there and read it word for word. Hi, I'm here, you know?
Well, it's interchangeable, and we did put it in that it's
Right.
interchangeable.
And you just said interchangeable. I love this energy transfer has scientifically been shown to reduce the mind chatter, stress.
Because
and
that's a big thing.
And
for
then I
those
go into the science.
Yeah.
And then by neurologically, I'll say what it does
Yeah.
is because they want to hear
Right.
de-stress.
What's the
Okay. Then
Exactly, so, yeah,
I'll
you
just
know,
switch it.
but
Is there any material that shows that scientifically?
Purpose.
what is the purpose? Well, our purpose is to reach out to people in the community, to people who are in programs like yourself, to help you reduce the stress and increase your sense of well-being by introducing you to this work, this energy work, this meditative work, this as a resource for you in your recovery. Does that sound like something you'd be interested in?
Well, I already have a meditation practice.
And that's terrific. And here's the great news, is that what this does is that it will enhance the meditation practice that you are doing already.
Well, how are they different from the ones that I use?
Well, I'm not really sure what you're doing at this moment, but some individuals struggle with silencing their minds, and these tools help to create a shift in the brain to help them reduce the mind chatter and make a stronger connection to their higher power. Think of this as another tool to augment your current program that you're already doing.
Well, we don't really have any way of getting there.
Oh, not a problem. We are able to coordinate carpooling if that'll help you get there.
Well, I'm not really interested.
Okay. Well, you may not be, but may I ask you how you're currently dealing with stress in your life today?
I I deal with it the best I can.
Yeah? And how is that? How's that working for you?
Yeah, some days are good, some days are not so good.
And if I was offering you a resource that was free and easy, would you be interested in at least checking it out to see if it's something that would help you?
That sounds too good to be true. Like, what's the catch?
I know. The catch is you just got to show up. It's just like going to meetings. If you go to the meetings, it works, and if you don't go to the meetings, it doesn't work. It's just like with Oneness. You just got to show up, and it's that easy. And you know, if you'd like, I can give you a sampling of it.
Well, what do I have to do?
Nothing. That's the beauty. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is to be open and receptive, and be willing to enhance your connection with your higher power.
Well, you know, I don't really like participating in anything that has religious connotations.
Oh, you know
Or
what?
spiritual connotations.
Me too. I'm right there with you. So we could go together. That's one of the reasons why I love this organization, because it's not a religious group. And if you are into religion, it will only enhance your religious experience. But if you're not, it's not about religion. It's about you and enhancing the quality of your life and your sense of well-being and quieting your mind chatter. That sound like something you'd be interested in?
Yeah, but we don't have any way to register.
You don't have any way to register?
No.
Well, not a problem. I can take all the information down and register for you.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Oh, great. Well, yay, Deepa. I'm really excited about having you participate, because Oneness has made a profound difference in my life, and I've seen the difference that it makes in other people's lives, and it just brings me great joy to share that. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, questions?
If they don't feel like registering or they don't get around to it, can't we say that you can just turn up anyway?
No, you tell them they can't go at all. No. Yeah, I mean,
It's not like
You
we're checking the registration.
yeah, and you
We're trying to
can't
figure
make
out who
them.
people are getting.
Yeah, I know, but.
Yeah, you can't make them. It's just, it helps us with the numbers so that we have a sense. But ultimately, you know, if you don't want to register, you don't want to register.
If they decide at the last minute they want to come, they can come.
Yeah. It's more just so we have an idea of the numbers.
And also, if they want carpooling,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
that's the only way we'll know, is if they register.
If they need carpooling, it's very important to register.
Right,
Right,
absolutely.
it's right on the site.
Yeah,
Who's providing the carpooling?
We need to have,
that's,
yeah, we need a carpool coordinator,
yeah, did you
volunteering.
volunteer to be a carpool coordinator?
We got other ideas.
So we haven't gotten to that page of development yet.
We want to see how many people need carpooling,
Right.
then we'll know what we need.
Yeah, exactly. We're just keeping that on the table because we don't want that to be the thing that stops people from
Right.
showing up.
Because it could be an objection that we wouldn't be able to overcome, and we didn't want to have no answer.
Yeah, particularly if they're up in my area, you know.
Do what now?
If they're way up in Encinitas,
Just have to call you and say,
Have a
hey,
van or
David, swing
something.
by and pick them up on the way down.
no, I mean a van, you take out.
Right, yeah.
You have to rent
So
a van.
we'll have to do some brainstorming as it gets closer when we find out what the need is or isn't.
So just say, you know, that, if you need carpooling, then definitely register online. If you can't do that, I'll do it for you, and I'll put down that you need carpooling.
Yeah,
And,
On the registration form it asks. if you
and then we'll
need-
take it from there, because really, like Jacqueline says, until we know how many people need carpooling, I coordinated a retreat to Joshua Tree, and we had carpooling as an option, and nobody took us up on it. One
Yeah.
year, and the year before, we had like 10 people who wanted carpooling, so you just never know.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have it as an option.
Yep. Any other questions?
So the options for your outreach are conversations at the guest's location, engaging with all the people at the location. Because there might be, each location is going to be different, who's standing around. Give them the guest flyer. We have ones that you can take with you. Invite them to a meditation circle. Invite them to experience oneness online. So we have, the only thing that Kelly didn't get is that list.
You know,
Is that something that
List of
can...
meetings?
At Lemongrass on Thursday.
I'll give it to her.
Oh, okay.
Terrific.
I'll
And
take
then
one, too.
an option to go in person to show people the tools. And you do invite them to a meditation circle. We would like you to attend with them. And then try to hook them up with somebody that can kind of be their caretaker, in that local circle. And
Their buddy.
yeah, and if it's in an area that doesn't have a lot of blessing givers, we're going to reach out to the blessing giver community to say, okay, let's set up a circle somehow. Let's meet somebody down there and get a circle set up so that we can support.
If it's at a recovery home, for instance, if somebody invites us to a recovery home and they want to have Diksha for their residents as part of their ongoing program, then we have new blessing givers that, don't want to have to be responsible for hosting, but just want to be able to go and give.
Right.
And so we'll try and hook them up with somebody that's locally in the area, because we have blessing givers everywhere. That would be great. And that's part of the expanding
The community. And page 4 of your handout has a longer explanation. If somebody really is pressing you about what oneness is about, Joyce tells this lovely story that throughout history, when there's been a need, someone has been born to advance the planet. Einstein in physics, Steve Jobs made a huge contribution to technology, and the Beatles to music. And on you can look at history. In India, a new meditation practice has emerged that has helped thousands of people find a stronger connection to peace and well-being. The recipient doesn't need to do anything except be open and receptive. This practice is known as a blessing. This blessing has no religious affiliation or ideology. Yeah, and so we've tried to give language that is non-offensive, that is the very basic training of Balboa and Oneness. And then we describe a oneness blessing and a meditation that also is detailed without being frightening. It's very
let's just
vanilla.
read it.
The oneness blessing is a meditation which consists of the guest sitting comfortably, closing their eyes, and remaining open and receptive. A trained blessing giver places his or her hands above the head of the guest for less than a minute. The blessing giver is just the conduit to focus the energy, nothing more. It is simply a transmission of universal energy that has been scientifically proven to create a neurobiological shift in the brain that can reduce mind chatter and stress and deepen the meditative process and feelings of peace.
So we are, the blessing givers, the maiden are not going to be placing hands on top, laying hands on the head. They're going to be a half an inch
Good idea.
above the head.
That's the way I always like it.
So we're not going to be touching anybody's heads. And we have no idea, what their experience is going to be physically, so that's why we're not touching anyone.
So the oneness meditation, we know that we can get a deeper connection to people while looking into their eyes. Everyone has experienced the peace and tranquility felt while looking into the eyes of a loved one or a baby. Our second form of meditation is an energy transfer through the eyes of specially initiated oneness meditators. All the guests have to do is again be open and receptive, and after a short, closed eye meditation, the guest will be directed to open their eyes and look into the eyes of these oneness meditators. There will be at least 10 of these oneness meditators on site to meditate with guests at the Balboa Pavilion.
So they're all, of course, going to be sitting on the stage at
Right.
the same time.
So we have multiple
Cameras and screens.
cameras and
We're going
screens.
to have screens?
Yeah.
Two of these screens and halfway through the audience, and people in the back will be able to see. And then we'll have one big one on the stage. And so there's a lot involved in the technology of that, and then he's also going to be live streaming it for us while for the Oneness meditation. So everybody will be able to see the meditator's eyes. And
You know, like when we've been at Encinitas, it'll have the whole shot and then it'll key on certain people. We'll do the same thing.
so let's go over this list because Susie pointed something out to me that I was very helpful to know.
You want me to go over it?
Yes, please.
Okay,
Well, first tell the people what the list is.
Oh, what we're looking at is, this is the list of what, the NA meetings?
this is a list
Open
of,
meetings or?
yeah, this is a list of all the NA meetings in San Diego County. And the top one is for Escondido and Ramona, so it's inland North County. And if you notice, on the left-hand side are the days and the times, and then just next to the AM and PMs, there are all those little letters. And if it has a C like the Sunday at the top, that means it's a closed meeting and you can't go. If it has an O, that means it's an open meeting and you can.
What does an S mean?
It means, you look at this page over here that has the cheat sheet that says speaker.
Oh,
What is H?
And what's age?
It means, you look over here.
Handicap.
right here.
So we're looking for ones that O's.
Yeah, the main thing is you want either to be mindful of either the O or the C. If it's a C, just might as well cross it right off. And so the first one is for Escondido Inland. There's lots of different times, there's different locations, but a lot of the locations are repeat locations.
Just different times.
Right, exactly. And then the second page, I believe, is in San Diego.
Yeah, Golden
Central.
Hills.
Is San Diego Central. And then the third page is a continuation of that. And then the last page is for the beach communities in North County. Nope, I lied. It's for East County. So I'm not sure where North County is, because I know we have a North County one.
Yeah, so
Question?
March 24th through May 5th is when we'd like to post the flyers, the first round of flyers.
That's starting Monday.
You know, because they're clearing the board at the end, I was going to wait until...
That's fine.
April.
Yeah,
That's
fine.
That's good.
Yeah, and just be mindful that when you do post, that you check in periodically to make sure that there's... Also, there was a suggestion that on the bottom of these, we attach the little tear-off things with phone numbers, so that if somebody, because there isn't any way to call for questions. Is that something we should do?
When the flyer was printed, it wasn't going to be used the way it's used now.
Right.
And so I think it would be nice if each volunteer who dropped the flyers left their contact information.
Just write it on the poster.
You could write on the poster, or you could tape the little, make your little improv.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can just rip it off. Yeah.
Just say, call David out. Call Tina out.
That's Susie's alter ego.
Yeah, so contact tabs
Contact Tina.
are,
So, it's 3 o'clock, so we need to complete,
so we're doing the schedule. Yeah.
schedule.
Build your network. As you're starting to see how you're doing things, think of who else might want to help you. Think of who else might have contacts in areas that you can ask to recruit. I didn't have to twist David's arm. All I had to do is say, you're coming to training and bringing 3 friends, right?
People want to contribute.
Yeah.
People want to make a difference.
They
But
don't
they have to
how.
know about it.
And they
If
don't
you-
know.
If you don't know about it, there's no way to even say I can volunteer.
Yeah, they don't know about it, and then if they do know about it, they don't know how. So that's when you say, you come and bring 3 friends.
Right.
You know, okay, I can do that. And, or, next slide. If you want to reach the people who really want this, go to the meetings. Go to the open meetings. So that's our starting point, because from this point on, after you go and you make contact, then you can say, okay, is there anybody else that you know in this community, NA or even AA or any other 12-step program
Ask for referrals.
that we can go and talk to?
And
And can I use your name?
right. And if you can't talk to them, can I leave a flyer?
Would you make sure to get this out to somebody? And here's my card, or here's my number, have them call me if they want me to
Yeah,
come.
you know, it's always, I mean, at the worst case scenario, at least leave with the flyer being posted.
Where's the list of those other groups I was supposed to?
The hospitals and
Yeah,
the,
what about all those people?
I don't have that with me. I got
Well,
distracted.
I have it on the poster that
yeah.
handing out, but I'm just wondering, why are we just talking mostly about?
But that was a place for starting.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah, we
Yeah,
haven't had a
feel free to
chance, we haven't had a chance to get it all together. We thought, all right, we're just gonna, this is a start, and then, so now you have a general idea of how to meet these people, how to talk to them. If talking to people in NA is not who you really want to talk to, you really want to talk to college students, then you can go to the college student unions or to professors, or you can ask your divine to say, okay, who's the best place that I should go to? It's the same approach with them. Okay.
Yeah, you
But
know-
we didn't have the time to be able to put a comprehensive list together. We just thought, we'll start with one group, and then we'll go out from there. And then we figured that people would be coming who had other groups that they are called to, like you want to work with Children's Hospital people, or other people, maybe other people that work with children in general. So now you have a starting point, but it would be really great for you to let us know who it is that you're contacting. So that's why in 2 weeks, we're going to have another meeting. We'll probably do a conference call to make it easier.
just so that we can get some feedback and understand where we need to redirect.
And how we can support you better.
Maybe you are learning things as you're out there that work this didn't. So,
Well, it's like, I'm used to this kind of thing, being in the team movement work, at schools and all sorts of things. And one, I guess your idea is that the narcotics people are the most in need of this sort of thing, and the Alcoholics Anonymous, but they're not necessarily the ones that are most apt to respond, because
Right.
they're not as
Well,
tuned in.
That's why we're mixing it up, because
Yeah.
that's why we wanted a variety of outreachers,
Yeah.
so that we can get to different groups and organizations, because there's not one specific group that we want, but we want to touch upon them and give them the opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
But-
We want to touch upon the people, women in shelters, and we want to touch upon, and with different canvassers and outreach people, we can touch upon all those and see who shows
It'll
up.
be like a ripple effect.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So it's thrown in. So, yeah, it's not limited.
your divine will have a role in this outreach since you're volunteering. You're going to be led somewhere. Trust that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
These are just tools, and again, we're not limiting you to just this group.
Yeah.
That's
why we talked about
We were
churches.
just excited because we got a meeting and we got a blessing giver that said, I'll help you. And so it's like, okay.
Yeah. Who happened to be, who works with this population, and not only that, had got 4 of the people that he works with that are in this population, and they are now blessing givers, and they were just so excited that we were even thinking of outreaching to them, and so we go where the enthusiasm is. And so we will go to colleges and talk to, you know, if you have, meet with somebody and they say, well, we want to know more, bring the organization to us, we want to talk to them, we'll go.
Yeah, that's a good place.
Yeah, because we want everybody to get it. They, everybody's suffering on some level. Let's just end the suffering. Everybody can use that.
Jacqueline, anything, because we need to wrap it up.
No, I think the next slide.
Attend the meetings, initial results. Yeah, it's, as you connect your people, let us know how you're
Does
doing.
everybody have your contact information?
So the outreach for the meetings would be closer to the event so that you can keep the momentum going with them.
Yeah, you don't want to, yeah, you'll know. If
And
you get too far out, it's too much of a stretch.
So basically, between now and the middle of April, would be going out and posting these posters, these flyers in open, places where people can see it. And also start making your contacts so that you can actually go in and, so if you have the interest with the college students, for instance, then who do I talk to at Maricosta College? Or where can I go? And, maybe it just starts with posting a flyer up and you've got your phone number on there and somebody calls you and says, hey, tell me more about this. I want to know more about this. Then you can, and it starts like that. It can be as simple as that. So now we're planting seeds. And then we're going to be nourishing those seeds from April 14th on by actually physically going out to meetings. Because if we go a little bit too early, it's a month out, it's more than a month away. If we start like about a month from the event, then it builds momentum and enthusiasm.
And the whole idea is not just to drop flyers, we like relationships.
And then also when you go to your Diksha circles, if you go to your, Diksha circles or even the chambers, if you're going to chambers, I've given a stack of these to Joyce and we have these out for people. Of course, they're leaving in an altered state, so who knows if they're even picking them up, but at least they're there.
Then make sure you hand them out before they
Do you
go
want,
altered.
is this enough for you or is that enough for you? Do you want more?
I'm sure.
You're way up there,
Okay.
You got a big territory.
I'll just rent a plane and
So
pass them out at the beach.
I want to thank everybody for showing up today, because this whole thing is a team event, and I want to thank Deepa for being a fearless leader and honoring her higher power, her divine, and when her divine said do it, she said, okay, I'm doing it. And, for us honoring our divine, when our divine said, help her. So thank you, everybody, for showing up.
Discussing the chambers. We're not even going to be talking about the chambers at this event.
Or on one.
Not really, because we want to make sure. Well, the 2 hours there isn't enough. We're just keeping it really basic.
The national
That
and
can
the
just be
Indian
only
link.
questions.
Yeah.
That's fine.
We're going to have plenty of questions.
There's one other thing
Yes.
that I kept thinking about during this, and again, I'm referring to my experience before with the other organization I was in.
I'm so glad that you are, because really, nobody's ever
When
done anything
we
like
give an
this.
intro lecture on TN, we talk about personal benefits first,
Okay.
spiritual and health, but then the last part of the lecture, we talked about world peace. In other words, why we're doing this not just for our own ease of stress and everything, but to raise consciousness in the world, create a better world for everybody.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, a lot of people, Archie said you don't talk to a man about enlightenment if he has a headache.
Yeah,
You got
right.
to talk to him.
Here's
But
the
still,
aspirin.
But the students, they started a whole separate movement in TM for the students. And the students are interested in that sort of thing. Now particularly.
Yes,
They're more idealistic.
and they have the energy.
So if there's some sort of approach at this thing too, on the highest level of, what it's going to do for the whole.
For the whole, all humanity,
For the whole world.
which is why the world prayer prayer card.
Yeah, but the more people doing oneness, more people getting the work, and how this raises world
World consciousness. I would be interested in anything that you want to write, down about that, and then just send it to us, to me, and then you have my email address, or you can send it to Jacqueline and she'll make sure.
Okay.
And then, because it's like in the yoga that I teach, we put the body into different positions and different angles reach into different parts of the spine to release deep core tension. And then you feel better and you get stronger and your mind is quieter. And so all these different words that we're using to inspire different groups is just a different angle to reach in beyond the mind stuff, to resonate, to get them in their heart, to touch that part of themselves that says, yes, that's what I want. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Yes, tell me more, I'm coming, That we want to hook them with that in a very loving and gentle way, and very warm, inviting, safe way, not scaring them off with, oh God, who are these people, too woo-woo.
That is, the other part of the 4-part lecture was the scientific part. So even if you had a copy of just one research thing, even though they don't look at it, they just see the chart, it gives validity to a lot of people that, we're making this claim that it creates a neurobiological shift. You just show one little chart, and 9 out of 10 won't even read the details, but they'll feel satisfied.
Right. And one person will check it, and then we can say, and they'll say, okay, this is legit.
Yeah.
So, that's great. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming.
You've been reading that book?
So let's, do you want to do a closing, let's do a closing intentional, Keisha. How's that sound?
Yeah.
So sitting back into our sit bones, into the chair, allowing the chair to support us completely. As we allow our divine to support us completely, to guide and direct us, in co-creating this vision of bringing 3,500 people to the Oregon Pavilion on May 17th. And live streaming to thousands more. So they can experience oneness. And the suffering and pain. Bringing our hands to our heart center. Giving thanks again to our divine for bringing us together here this afternoon.